Hello YouTube, Chrome Freak here. I've been getting a lot of requests here lately to, about the basic tools I use when I disassemble, reassemble, and clean firearms. And that's actually probably a very good word to use for these tools. Basic. That's what they are. They're basic tools that probably most of you guys already have. I have nothing special here. When you start getting into specialty tools, you know, as an example, a regular Craftsman screwdriver right here, well, if you call it a gunsmithing screwdriver and go to buy it from somewhere, well, it's just tripled the price because they call it a gunsmithing screwdriver. Now, obviously, there are some screwdrivers for gunsmithing and all that that got, you know, special coatings or coverings on them to prevent scratching or whatnot. Here's a perfect example right here on this Raven. This screw, if I was going to be taking this screw out with a screwdriver, and I'm worried about scratching it, man, I just don't have the money to buy specialty gunsmithing tools. I mean, I have a couple. I got a choke tool to take chokes out of shotguns and whatnot, but I'll take just basic plumber's Teflon tape and I'll wrap it around that end of that screwdriver, and then, you know, I'll go to the next size smaller screwdriver or whatever, but it'll protect it. It'll keep me from scratching stuff up, and that's all I do. Now, we'll go over some of the stuff I have. Some of them I think are necessities. You start taking down some, especially you get into surplus firearms, rifles, or older stuff, or stuff that people have not taken care of. In fact, let's get the guns out of the way first, before I even get into that. I got the 27 out here because I just love looking at it. Pretty much, that's why that's there. I had the Raven out because I've also had several requests to do a complete disassembly and reassembly detailed of this Raven 25. Guys, I'm loving these requests for these detailed videos because I love doing these detailed disassemblies and reassemblies. You're going to call me crazy and think I'm nuts, but I actually enjoy disassembling and cleaning firearms better than I do shooting them. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy and love shooting too, but I don't know, I just really love tinkering with them. I really do. So that's why that was out here. I've changed my mind. No, I'm not going to do that tonight. I might do that video tomorrow night or, you know, this weekend. We'll see. I'll get that out of the way. But that's why that was out here. And that's safety check, by the way. All these have been safety checked. We opened this little 22 up. And speaking of this little 22, this little 22 Colt, that was my mother's, a single shot 22 short. I need to find out exactly what year this is, but I know it's over 100 years old. That I do know. This, believe it or not, I've taken down rifles where I've had complete schematics for, and I've taken down rifles and pistols that I've never seen a schematic for. This is the only firearm I've ever had to take. I got a friend of mine that's a certified gunsmith. This is the only firearm I've ever had to take to him for help. And what it is, you can't really see it, and I don't think you will. There's a little piece that pops out right here when you open it up like it is right now, and then it goes back in when it's closed. It takes literally 3 hands to do that. And he even said he had his helper at the store help him put it in. He couldn't have done it himself. So this little tiny single shot 22 is the only pistol that's ever beaten me. Now, I've obviously had to take stuff to gunsmiths that are just beyond what I can do. But this is the only one that I've taken because I could not get it back together. And man, it drove me crazy. I'm talking, I can't even tell you. It drove me insane. To have to do that too killed me because I don't want to ever have to be in a position where I need to do that. Okay, let's start with basically what I use the most. You need a good light. A little pen light comes in so handy. It's awesome. And to look into places, I mean, you think you could see, you really can't. I mean, the light just does miracles. So that's pretty self-explanatory. You need a light. And a decent one, you know, that'd be great. Toothbrushes for cleaning. All simple stuff. You do need a wire brush. This is a brass wire brush right here. It comes in handy. And it does a lot of cleaning and really don't scratch things up too badly. Now I got a nylon brush. It's a pretty stiff one. This is a really good cleaning brush you can buy at Walmart or anywhere. This comes in handy too. This little O-ring tool. I've talked about this before. This is especially cleaning. This gets into spots like you wouldn't believe, but also with springs. You get into certain firearms that's got a lot of springs and stuff. This will really help you reset springs into areas you're never going to get into. And speaking of that, a roach clip, an alligator clip. And no, I don't use it for anything else, but you could use this for helping you hold certain things in areas where you wish you had 3 hands. Well, you can get this down in there and clip it on whatever you need to hold, and this comes in really handy. So I'll show you that. I got this set of screw extractors. You get into older surplus firearms, or like I said before, firearms that people don't take care of and they rust or whatnot, and they strip their screw heads out. I use this quite often to get screws out that you just otherwise would not. So this was well worth the money. I think it cost about 15 bucks from Home Depot, and I've used it more times than I can even begin to tell you. You need a decent set, this, $2 set of feeler gauges you can get at any auto parts store or hardware store for that matter. A magnifying glass, self-explanatory if you're half blind like me. I also need reading glasses, and they're up to 200 now, by the way. Emery cloth. Emery cloth really comes in handy, as well as a file. You need a good metal file, fine. And it really works good, and you got a coarse side and a fine side, and then you can clean whatever you're doing up with some emery cloth. Comes in really handy. And steel wool also, which I don't have out here, but I do have. You're going to want to get yourself some steel wool. I got a cheap set. This is cheap, man. I think I got these at Walgreens, I believe I've seen them. Because I'm constantly looking for little tiny screwdrivers to get into places that the bigger screwdrivers won't work. And this is a set of, obviously, eyeglass screwdrivers. But sometimes they're so small and short or hard to work with. These are great, man, and they're, a couple dollars at Walgreens, man, and the tops spin. They spin on them, so you can hold the top and spin the screwdriver. And these things here, they're like gold to me. I love these little things, and like I said, these are cheap. This is China craft right here, cheap. You want to get yourself a decent Dremel. It's a Black & Decker Dremel I've had for years now. It's got a low speed, a medium, and a high speed. It's a good quality Dremel, nothing extravagant. And then you want to get yourself a buffing kit. Got to have a buffing kit if you're going to work on firearms or clean up firearms or anything like that. And as I was speaking about before with the extractors, getting rusted screws and screws that are stuck or just rusted in there, like welded almost for years. I got to tell you guys, I'm not sure if you ever heard of PB Blaster. We've been using this in the crane industry for as long as I can remember, on cranes for rusted parts and whatnot. This is one of them has seen on TV things right here. You can see it. It actually works. This stuff eats rust, man, like unbelievable, man, like a bird eats seed. I'm not kidding you. This thing will loosen up bolts that you thought you'd give up on. Let this get in there, spray a little bit on this, walk away for a couple hours and come back. This stuff will work its way down into there and loosen up the screw. It's absolutely amazing stuff. And if you read on the back, it's actually a lubricant. It's a catalyst, a penetrating catalyst. But if you read on the back, it says for fishing reels and guns. So it should be safe on most firearms. I don't want to tell you it's not going to eat anything up. Read everything on the back to fine print, but I wanted to show you guys this a while back, and I forgot to. This stuff works great for screws that you have a hard time getting out, or parts that are froze up, man. This really, really works and well worth the price. A small pair of channel locks. I got a tool bag. I got a lot of bigger ones, but this is one I'm constantly using with firearms. A little small set. And once again, if you don't want the teeth to scratch up, the Teflon tape, once again. Small screwdrivers of all kinds always come in handy. You're going to need a set of punches. I just broke this. I got to go get it. This is a 16th inch punch, and I broke it. And I need to get a new one, but it's still usable, and I'm still using it. But just 4 basic little small punches all the way up to 1/8 of an inch, and these are awesome, and they work great, and you're going to need a set of these for sure. This tool right here, this hammer, and these tweezers, which I gotta hurry, man. I never dreamed we'd go this long on this video. They close themselves, as you can see. These come in awesome. They work great. This little ball peen hammer and this tool that I use more than any other, it comes down to a needle point, very strong. And this thing right here is the tool that I use more than any other tool when I'm working on firearms. And all 3 of these actually came in a craft kit that my wife bought to make her stuff with. She makes greeting cards and stuff like that. Flits. And I'm going to tell you something else. The stainless steel magic that you can buy at Home Depot or whatnot to spray on a firearm, Flits obviously works a lot better, especially buffing. But for a quick weight down of a stainless firearm, this stuff, great stuff, guys. This right here, a little oil, you know, get down in little intricate tight needle, you get down into tight spots in oil. It comes with some kind of a cheap oil in there. You dump it out, it unscrews right here on the top. And what I did was I took Ballistol, and that's what's in there right now is Ballistol. It's awesome. You're going to need a good wipe down cloth. A lot of people talk about that. These are, I think it's got Teflon impregnated into it or something, but I use this cloth constantly to wipe firearms down. You know, when I'm just picking them up out of the safe and putting them back, so your fingerprints, you wipe them right off. And that's about it, really, on the basic tools. A set of needle nose pliers like this. This very tiny ends on them. They're round, and I mean, they can grab stuff that a regular pair of needle nose pliers will not grab, worth their weight in gold. This is just like a knitting needle. This also, because it's pointy and strong. Anything that's pointy and strong, you're going to find yourself using a lot. Like I said, this right here and this. And a pick. I used to have some dental picks. They're all broke now. I need to buy some more. But this is a plastic one. It's actually garbage. But you need, you know, a decent set of dental picks will come in very handy also. People glue stuff on firearms. I don't know why, but they do. Goof off works great. Let's hurry real quick. And I wanted to give a shout out to Steve for that Militech. I've been using this here lately. I haven't said nothing about it because I've been testing it. But the more you use this on a firearm, the better it actually works. Over time, you could feel it. It does impregnate into the firearm. I can't explain it, but it's awesome stuff. Man, guys, use grease on your chokes and your shotgun. This right here will save you a headache, big time. And I just use regular Remington grease also. That's about it. I just wanted to go over the basic tools. I'm sorry this went so long. I'll be doing the Raven disassembly video here real fast in the next couple of nights, and then I want to do like an update video and tell you guys about my wife's website. I hope this wasn't too boring. I appreciate everybody subbing. I appreciate you watching. Thank you and good night.